for the Packers. If I said it is, would that be ridiculous?
No, that's not ridiculous. Look, you make trades for guys like Micah Parsons, and you give up the draft capital that's in terms of guaranteed money, because you feel as though that's going to give you a return on investment now, not 4 years from now, not 3 years from now, heck, not 2 years from now. You feel as though your football team is set up to make a significant run. This team is young, it's motivated, it's very well coached, and it has a franchise caliber quarterback, and now it has a closer. A closer like maybe one of the best in the NFL. No, not maybe. It is one of the best.
Right.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl or bust. No question.
So let's talk about that for a minute here. That will attach a level of pressure to their quarterback. We've seen the stats. They made a big deal about it on Prime on Thursday night, that Bart Starr and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers all won Super Bowls at the age of 27. Jordan Love turns 27 this year. Micah is ridiculous. We all understand that. But there will come a point, if they're going to win a championship, where the quarterback is going to have to put them over the top. Do you feel confident he's ready to do that?
Absolutely. I mean, he has the ability. He does the type of things that we associate with the best quarterbacks in football. He's able to do those types of things in those situations. So there's no reason. To the original question, yeah, Super Bowl or bust, it's like, what will the expectations be? If they don't win the Super Bowl, will they be disappointed? Hell yeah, this team is that good.
Mm-hmm. And look, we freaked out about the Lions after week 1, and it was like, what's wrong with the Lions? What's wrong? They score 50 the next week. Maybe the Packers defense is just that good.
Yeah.
Parsons is the closer, and he's the cherry on top. But this defense was really good last year. They have a collection of first-round talent who are all blossoming together. I think they are dangerous.
They're they got the quarterback. Schefter just tweeted that Jayden Reed underwent surgery, so he's now out indefinitely. The injuries, to me, are the only thing that can kind of drill this team. If they play the way they're supposed to with that defense, I think they could definitely.
I hadn't seen that. Okay, so that obviously is a big piece of the puzzle. They're pretty deep at wide receiver.
Yeah, they had 10 other guys.
Start losing pieces, it's one thing. Micah Parsons could be this year's Saquon Barkley.
No doubt.
The missing piece to a really good team that puts them over the top. Back to Lewis. If I were to say the Bengals, as an organization, have failed Joe Burrow, and that's why he is, for the third time in his career, undergoing a significant injury, would it be ridiculous?
No, it wouldn't be. And I know people kind of get up in arms about this. Look, when we're especially talking about the offensive line and what they have invested in the offensive line, saying that, look, the Bengals have tried. Well, the fact of the matter is it hasn't worked. Because you objectively can look at the data and say, look at their pass block win rate rankings since he's been there. It's been in the bottom of the league ever since he's been there.
Correct.
And that is not his fault. That is team building 101. That's their fault. That's coach's fault. That's the development process's fault. And that's why this guy, look, we see every single year he takes an absolute beating. And he continues to come back, but he takes a beating every year. And then the failures that they've had on the defensive side as far as developing top-notch talent on that side to complement the offense, how can you say otherwise?
There is a piece of this, too, Dominique, that could also be described as self-inflicted. I was watching that game on Sunday with Rex when he got hurt, and Rex was furious, and he was saying, why do we have 5 guys out on the route all the time? Why are we putting more attention and focus on protecting the quarterback? That's the offensive system. That's the scheme that apparently Burrow wants, but it's one thing for him to want, and it's another thing for that to be in their best interest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are trade-offs in everything in life, and if you want the Joe Burrow that we've gotten accustomed to, what comes with that is he's going to buy time and he's going to take more hits. It's going to be risky, but the value is so high that a team without a great offensive line could get all the way to a couple plays away from winning the Super Bowl. And that's a risk that I think that they are willing to take. So arguing that they failed him, to Lewis' point, like, yeah, you tried, that doesn't mean that you succeeded. They did fail him in some ways, but he's also, his style of play.
You guys know this. It's 101. There's a pie, and you can only pay certain people, and they chose to pay their quarterback, 2 wide receivers, and for at least 1 year, a defensive end. Offensive line doesn't seem to be a priority, and of course, that's what's coming to sting them right now.
I'm just disappointed when I look at the Bengals, because I don't know. A lot of us said that they should pay T and Jamar. But I don't think that's wrong. Joe wanted them to pay.
Totally.
Right.
Joe wanted them to get paid. So I don't know what the fix is, because you can't pay all of them and get offensive linemen as well. So
it's not just a matter of paying people all the time. You just because you pay the highest price for what you perceive to be the best player doesn't mean that that's the right way to go about it. There is a development and implementation facet to this that, quite honestly, they're just not hitting on at that position.
Right.
That's what's happening.
I think Kimberly's point is you are saying something with where you put your money.
That's true too.
And so what they are saying with where they put their money is this is how we plan to win, which is a fine way. I think it gets confused. It sounds like we're being critical of them, saying that there is a different way to go. This is the way that they've decided to go. Is it working? Sometimes yes, and then sometimes they're barely trying to.
And everyone was losing it if they didn't sign T. Higgins.
Right.
And everyone went nuts
question.
about Trey
Right.
Hendrickson. So it's like you can't have it 8 ways.
That's why I'm
There's a
saying.
pie,
That's why I'm saying it's just not about money. No team has the highest paid players at every single position. So some of those positions you're going to have to draft, develop,
Yep.
go into the bargain basement, second level areas of free agency, and you're going to have to hit. They just haven't been able to on a consistent basis.
We had stats the other day. He has been hit more times than Andrew Luck had through the same stage of his career. You hate to think it could end that way. All right, last one. Once and for all, I'm giving you the final word. If people say the NFL should ban the tush push, is that ridiculous?
No, it's not if you're going to allow it to be executed in a way that violates the rules, meaning the offensive line can jump offside. Look, I said this last year. I said it on this offseason.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, if you're going to make it legal for everyone and everyone's able to do it, don't be mad because they do it better.
Right.
So I would say that's not a reason to ban it. But if it's not going to be done within the confines of the rules and you can't police it properly, then get it out.
Final word.
So you're saying they should not ban it?
Should they ban? I mean, that is the question.
Should they
This
ban it?
offseason, they were 2 votes away from banning it last offseason. Should they do it this offseason?
Not simply because it doesn't aesthetically look bad. No.
Ban it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Get it out.
that's the thing. There is
Get
more
it out of here.
obvious reason.
Well,
They're going to throw flags on it this week. I think they will watch that.
Perfect. If they do that, I have no problem.
Let's live in a world where it's just officiated.
There's been enough attention paid to those
No
offensive
doubt.
linemen moving early. I have to believe they'll have a close eye on that this week.
There is a quarterback in the NFL right now that is playing the position of quarterback better than Dak Prescott's playing. The Cowboys aren't a good team. Like, I don't think they're a good team. Like, team-wise, defense is struggling. But if you're just looking at pure quarterback play, man, the way Dak's playing right now has been excellent.
Is Dak Prescott playing as well as any quarterback in the NFL?
Cousin Dak is back, baby. He's back to tip. I mean, when he's healthy, he's as good as anyone in the league. The major criticism, or not anyone in the league, like the top tier guys, but the major criticism for Dak is like postseason stuff. I don't think anyone's surprised about how he's playing. When he's healthy, if he's protected, he can do anything. I think the old school quarterbacks that we see less and less of in football, like the Manning and Brady-style guys that after the line of scrimmage manipulating everything, getting the best pre-snap read, understanding the defense, and then ripping a ball through the seam. Like, that's Dak Prescott. He's doing that stuff on a week-to-week basis. He has been for several years.
Like Peter, you weren't with us yet, but 2 years ago, people forget. I mean, look, I get it. In the world in which we live today, we move so fast. The last time he played a full season healthy, he was the runner-up for MVP of the league. It should not surprise people that he is playing this well.
He's the highest paid player in the league, too. And, whereas Tua makes $50+ million and we break down every throw and say, well, wait, what? Did they get their money's worth? You never question Dak's salary because Dak is fantastic when he's on the field. To Nick's point, do any of these games matter? It's going to be January where we always judge Dak's career because he's a made man already. He has been paid the big bucks. It shouldn't surprise us that he's playing this well. And I'll tell you what, you were saying that, they're not the Lions' offense. I think they might be better than the Lions' offense. They're that good on offense. The question is, can the defense stop anybody?
Well, that's the thing. We watched what the Giants did. We were ready to write Russ off, bench him. Malik Neighbors has a towel on his head. And then all of a sudden, they're playing the Cowboys' defense, and they throw for almost
Wan'Dale Robinson's still getting
almost 500 yards. Yeah. So is this the Bears' offense does that against the Cowboys? Dak is going to have to be that good this weekend.
For sure, if the Bears offense can do that. We had a whole conversation earlier in the show about Caleb Williams and how he's looked and the accuracy issues. I think this matchup, to me, the Cowboys defense has to be better than it played against the Giants.
Right.
But the Bears offense doesn't scare me in the same way.
By the way, this is the Matt Eberflus